This is a poem. It's called Inshallah. This is not a fantasy no more. It is a dream approaching actuality for sure. This is the speech of mine who besieged the mountains to crumble, of Moses who stood beneath Sinai humbled, and of an enlightened age that sought a chance fumble. This is before tablets that carried commandments, before technology paved the laborious engagement. This is the construction of abnormal habits that murdered nature's habitat and built dungeons out of mountains and sketched railroads across oceans and tunnels for inhabitants of celestial stars to cross the boundary line with social abstract. This is a chase through a maze chronicled chaos. This is the Messiah, defining and refining his craft to deliver his people from ignorance at last. This is the Plato and Aristotle catalyst, the style of Republican Revolution revivalist. This is after the Pharaoh collapsed, after the waves drafted a comeback, after the Hilla disappeared, and the world reared into demigod monarch. The world just steered into another Mia. This is just that reminiscent of fallen deeds. This is poetic reality suspended for a minute. So that's kind of the poem for the day, and I'm gonna structure the video like that, you know what I mean? Kind of ramble on here and there and throw, a little poetry in there of my own making. And in good old fashion, I want this to be the beginning. Bring my love of words and books into this motorcycling thing. Talk about things like that, whatever pops into my head. Eventually, though, I'm gonna do it while I'm riding. At this moment, I just don't have a good microphone. I tried doing it earlier while I was riding this, but the audio just sucks. The audio sucks. So right now, I'm recording over this video that we're seeing here. Let us talk about the woes of this world. Let us express ourselves in a way that is demeaning or something. Going back to that, this is refining and defining our craft, like craftsmanship. Any form of craftsmanship that you're into, you have to kind of start somewhere. Not the beginning. We start in the middle, where the climax is happening. Then after that, we take a nosedive, and then after that, we climb. Life is a journey. I think I'm starting. So if you're out there, you're into motorcycles, you're into nuts and bolts and pieces, and you're into the machine and man interface, okay? And you want to hear some dude talk about wordsmithing? Because this is going to be my lab. If you are into that, please, subscribe. Comment down below if there is such an audience out there. We'll find out. But also, because this is going to be somewhat of a beginning. A frontier, a pioneering into newer space. We human beings are going out there. This is rakiming. The words, rakiming style. Oh, the wind on my back, the world, just the horizon, and just stroll. You know what I mean? Stroll, row your boat. And there are gonna be times when the conversation lulls. Obviously, I'm gonna edit those parts out. But for the main part, I'm gonna leave a great deal of this stuff in here. So a few cool questions if you're here. If you're here, you know what I mean. Then I can ask you this question. You're definitely my audience. I appreciate you. Quick question. Would it be better if I left in some of the motorcycle sound? Because the sound of the motorcycle is good. Now the sound of this machine here, is not as good because I can hear other machines. It doesn't sound well. So should I leave it in, or should I just talk over and have like a little bit of ambient sound in the backdrop? For people, what are your preferences? Or should I leave the machine has to have a say in this? Okay, if I'm talking, because this is me and the machine, right? This is me and the machine. We are partners in crime here. Then the machine needs to have a say. Okay, the machine. I'm talking about the bike, by the way. When I'm talking about the machine has to have a say in this. So me just rambling while the machine is doing all of the work, okay? It's revving some horsepowers. I don't know how much horsepowers. It's not like I know what up. When I see these videos about horsepowers, like 53 foot of torque, 100 horsepower, it's like, yo, I just look at the number and be like, yeah, that's what's up. but it's not like I appreciate what it means, It's kind of like when nowadays we look at all these stuff like 144 hertz and stuff like that. Some of us are not conscious of those numbers. We just look at them like, yeah, what it was. It's kind of like the megapixels thing. Obviously we know 1080p is good, but anything above that, you know, 2400 megas frame per second, blah blah blah, all these technical terminologies and jargons. There's so many of them to keep track of. But for the sake of argument, going back to the machine, the bike, yeah, the bike is revving out something, you know, is doing all the work. It's performing. Therefore, I'm here I'm steering the wheel and enjoying the scenery. So at least it should have a say in the video, right? So, you know what? Verdict vetoed. I would appreciate your opinion, but I'm most likely gonna leave it in there. I might have to change the carbs. See, new words, terminologies. Change the carbs and update it. Update the carb, or change it. This is not a iOS. I'm not updating it. Yeah, I have to replace it. But I'm conflicted. So when I got this bike, I got it for $800. It was cheap. Obviously, it leaks too. It leaks oil. I just found that out. I might have to take it to a mechanic and see it. Now, I don't want to tamper with it because for some reason, I already have like a sentimental attachment to it. Like, I like this baby, okay? I don't want to change it because I thought about it originally. I was kind of, I wanted to get into the cafe racing thing. I will show how this bike looks the way it is. Man, I don't want to take, when I saw what people do to their bikes and how they change it, sometimes it actually looks way better. Like it just has a classic vintage feel to it. But for me now, the way this looks right now, I actually like it. I don't want to change it. Maybe I might replace the seat, but that's it. Like, I can do a few alterations, but I don't want to change the frame or anything. Like, take the frame and saw the back and put that cafe like that flat, and then make it look more naked. I got it with the saddlebags. I might take out the saddlebags. My thought process was already, you know, it's already disjointed. I don't want to put it back together and put it into conformity again. It's too much work. It's too much work to be linear. I'm all over the place. That's how I live my life, you know. I wanted to put it into a semblance of order, but then I realized, you know, chaos and order, they go together, okay? What is order without chaos? You can't define order without chaos. Therefore, embrace it. That's what I said to myself. Embrace the dark side. Man, I can't wait for fall to have come because this Minnesota looks marvelous. I'm not gonna use the word beautiful because that word is getting too old for me. It is breathtaking, inspiring. You know what I mean? It is like you're gonna reach in Nirvana just driving through these Eden prairies and these beautiful roads. Just looking at the scenery will inspire you to reach Nirvana. I feel like winter is underrated and unappreciated. I appreciate winter. Okay, I appreciate winter, even though it's harsh here in Minnesota. People that come from the south be like, "Oh my God, how do you guys endure that weather?" Well, we endure it. Okay. We love nature, okay? We understand that sometimes nature needs to get hostile. It needs to get cold. But I don't mind the snow. I just hate traffic. Okay, I got it. So I got it. I finally got it. The code that has been eluding me all day. I don't know why. It's been eluding me. Like, the wheel of time turns and ages come to pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age called the third age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose in the mountain of mist. Yeah, this is the part I was trying to find. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the wheel of time, but it was a beginning. That's the part that always fancies my fancies. But from The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My memory is short-term memory doesn't exist. The things just basically go from the brain, well, from one ear out the other ear. That's it. It's like water. Okay, you can't hold anything. I can't hold anything. I think this is enough. Enough is enough. I'm done. I'm tired. But yeah, with that, I am out. Thanks for watching. Let me know. But the plan eventually is to, going forward, is to you know, talk while I'm riding, and make it spontaneous. Okay, spontaneous. I'll plan it out somehow. I'll plan it out somewhat. You know, I'll have a theme of some sort. I don't know. But this is the beginning. You know, this is the beginning, in the middle, the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning, whatever you want to call it. But with that, I am out. Thanks for watching and listening, what have you. And peace. Peace! Actually, I remember something. I remember why. Yeah, back to the spontaneous thing. Back to the spontaneous thing. I just remembered. Oh my god. The reason why I am actually recording or talking right now is because I wanted to call this channel, Poetry on Wheels, because for me, personally, I feel, okay, like the blood that's circulating in our body. There's oil circulating through this machine here, and for me, there is an ink of poetry in my veins. Okay, call it what you will. You can disbelieve it. I think that philosophers say that because I think, therefore I am. In that regard, in that same reasoning and that analogy, I believe that there is some ink in a little bit, a tinge of poetic ink in my bloods running through my veins. So, with that, we're gonna call the channel Poetry on Wheels. It's not that original, but it is what it is. Peace. And with that, I am out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. If you're here this long, obviously you're here. You're here. You know what I mean? Comment down below. Came for the view, stayed for the voice. Peace.